No two generations have ever had as much beef with each other as boomers and millennials. Well, if you believe the internet. It's Prospector Show on Rock 107, and you know what I'm talking about, right, Kate?
Oh, yes, I do. Millennials can't stop fuming over boomers, leaving voicemails, ranting about how the customer is always right, refusing to learn technology. But there is plenty of common ground.
Okay.
Millennials are talking about how the old person hills they'll die on, and they include new car headlights are too bright.
100% true.
Oh, my God. Yeah, that's enough. You should not have to download an app for everything.
100% true.
Yeah, absolutely. QR code menus are annoying.
Yes.
Yeah, and we tip way too much.
Yeah, I would think. I mean, I tend to be an over tipper.
Yeah, I'm a big tipper, too.
I agree with that. Look, it's only fair that old people reciprocate and praise some young stuff, things that people do. As you'll see with today's list of top 5 young people things that boomers agree with. Here we go. Number 5, it's easier to ghost someone than to break up.
Top 5 young people things that boomers agree with. Number 4, why waste time writing up reports when you could just let Chat GPT do it?
Absolutely. Number 3, 4-day work weeks rock.
Ooh. Top 5 young people things that boomers agree with. Number 2, OnlyFans is way hotter than that pinup of Jane Mansfield you have.
And the number 1 thing, young people thing that boomers agree with, having kids, it's an awful idea.
Breaking the news that's already broken. It's time for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107.
The FDA approved an at-home test for syphilis. Sorry, I left out the beginning of this story. Good news, Charlie Sheen. Today is National Bacon Lovers Day. It's the first ever holiday created by cardiologists. The trainer who worked with Lassie died at age 83, ironically after he fell into a well and a dog wasn't available to summon help.
It's 60 Minutes meets Gone in 60 Seconds. Tune in tomorrow for Prospector's Briefs on Rock 107. Prospector can be a little hot-headed. Sometimes he can be selfish. He labors to get through most social interactions.
Sometimes you can be kind of a jerk.
Today, he asked the question, am I a jerk? On Rock 107.
Am I a jerk? So I go to the heart doctor's office. Nothing serious, just getting a checkup. My wife and I are in the waiting room, and a lady's looking at me, and she seems a little shocked. She's a little upset. She comes over, and she's like, I can't believe you would wear that shirt here. What's wrong with you? That's what I realized by looking down. I was wearing a shirt for the Dee Snider band, Widowmaker. Widowmaker, of course, a kind of heart attack that drops you like that. Am I a jerk?
It's just bad timing. It's just really bad timing.
Yeah.
But Keith on your Facebook said, you offend someone? I can't believe that. LOL, no, you're not a jerk, my friend. I wear lots of different T-shirts and leave the house without thinking about it. You're fine on this.
Let's go to Mary from Hanover on the Rock Lines, Rock 107.
I kind of find it very funny. I do not think you're a jerk.
All right, not a jerk. Mary's with me. What else do we got?
Judy from my Facebook said you would only be a jerk if you had worn it on purpose. Mm-hmm. It was inappropriate, but not intentional.
Okay, just got one texted into the Rock Lines, 1-888-ROCK 107. Eric says, you should have said it was either this or my Metallica Creeping Death shirt. All right.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Jessica from my Instagram. So that's Instagram.com/Kate_Rock107. Yeah, kind of. You need to be aware of your surroundings and dress and act appropriately.
I mean, she's got a fair point there.
Yeah, that's valid.
Okay.
Barb from your Facebook said, well, I find it amusing. It may have been a smidge inappropriate for where you were going, but you're not a jerk.
I wasn't planning on wearing anything. I just kind of picked up something and wore it. On to the Rock Lines, Lisa from Lake Ariel. Me wearing the Widowmaker shirt at the doctor's office. Does that make me a jerk?
Hi, Prospector. You are not a jerk. People are extremely oversensitive, and depending on the cardiologist that you were at, there's a doctor named Dr. Stopper, and he's a cardiologist. So just yell at him for having an inappropriate name and being a cardiologist.
But he didn't pick his name. Prospector did pick that shirt.
Listen, he picked a career.
That is so true. He picked the career, damn it, Kate.
That's wild. Scott from Facebook.com/ Angry Prospector, no. Next time, wear a Queen Shear heart attack shirt.
And that's my brother, Scott, who had a heart transplant saying that. So that's something. So in the question today of am I a jerk for wearing a Dee Snider Band Widowmaker t-shirt, which obviously had Widowmaker written right across it, at the heart doctor's office, the answer, overwhelmingly, according to you, Northeast PA, no, I am not a jerk.
Life's pretty tough right now. There's plenty of bad news, but it's not all bad. It's time for the brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107.
Radio is helping to spread the word. A Navy veteran in Maryland named Springer Blankenship signed up to volunteer for a group called I Want to Mow Your Lawn after hearing about them on the radio. It's a grassroots organization that deploys volunteers to mow lawns across the country for free. It helps older adults and people with disabilities and anyone in need. Springer now has mowed over 100 lawns. I Want to Mow Your Lawn is accepting volunteers and donations.
Thanks. We needed that. The brighter side of Prospector on Rock 107. Ladies and gentlemen, grab the kids, call your neighbors, and gather around the radio.
It's now time to announce the winner of Prospector's Jam Bag of the Day, as decided by you at rock107.com.
We uncover the most baffling, ridiculous, pathetic, cockeyed, laughable, preposterous blunders in the world of misdeeds. Nominee number 1.
Okay, it's clear this guy wasn't working at a Genius Bar. An employee at a phone repair store in Oklahoma City was arrested earlier this month after he sent himself an explicit video from a female customer's phone while he was supposed to be fixing it. I guess he thought he could get away with it by just texting it to his phone number, but he was caught before he even got back to his phone. The woman was using her computer while the phone was being fixed, and it was synced with her phone. She saw a notification that a text had been sent from her number to an unknown number. The message was the naughty video, a video that she kept in a locked photo album, so she immediately knew that he had accessed it and then sent it. Also, the phone number it sent to was the same one that was on the guy's business card he'd given her. He was charged with larceny and computer crime.
Nominee number 2.
If you're rich, you may be able to hide some mistakes for a price, but crashing your car into a house is a hard one to sweep under a rug. A woman in Virginia was jolted awake in the middle of the night last Friday when a car crashed into her home. She thought it was a tornado at first. Police say a 2017 yellow Dodge Charger veered off the road at high speed, maybe around 100 miles per hour, hit a fence, careened across a yard, ripped through an above-ground pool, and slammed into a deck. The homeowner says when she confronted the driver, the guy offered her $50,000 if she'd let this go without calling police. She said he offered me lots of money and said his dad was a millionaire, and I was like, no, I'm calling the police. He then ran off, leaving the car on her property. Police have identified the suspect, but it's unclear if they've arrested him or if they've maybe accepted a cash bribe to make this disappear. It's also unclear how old he is. Thankfully, it doesn't sound like anyone was hurt in all the chaos.
And the winner is
The cell phone repairman who was caught texting a woman's nudes to himself using her phone while he was trying to fix it. Really smart. You're the Yam Bag of the Day, and we'll move on to Friday's Yam Bag of the Week competition. Keep it here for all the nominees for Prospector's Yam Bag of the Day on Rock 107. Thanks for listening to Prospector's Prime Cuts podcast. Be sure to catch us live weekdays from 5:30 to 10 a.m. on Rock 107 or online at rock107.com or the Rock 107 app, a free download for your Android or iPhone. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, or wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss Prospector's Prime Cuts.